Hey, check,
That's
testing.
good. That's good. All right, well, let's get rolling. We can get started anytime.
Yeah.
This is 256, which
Uh,
is amazing.
Unnerving.
And
Are we recording?
it's recording, so you want me to count you down?
Yeah, sure.
One. Oh, silent.
Hello. Welcome back to the Friends of Zeus podcast. I'm back.
Yeah,
Uh,
wow.
welcome back, Zeus. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. We are doing episode 256. Yeah, I've just had a lot of scheduling stuff with work and things like that, so I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been able to be on. Thanks for towing the rope.
Jail.
Jail time, jail time. Um, I had I had an experience recently. I forget where. I think it might have been like on Reels or something where they were talking about the subject that I want to talk about tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super knowledgeable of it, so I'm gonna be using a lot of the internet to go over it. But there's been this recent um uptick on the scientists and military personnel that have gone missing. And as you can see from my board in the back, I've done a lot of work on it actually.
Yes.
But so I want to say it's 8 or 10. Let me count. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, as of right now,
Yeah.
that
Plus.
have gone missing or were killed under mysterious circumstances. Um,
Wait, how many?
it's nine, but they recently said that it may be up to 10 now.
Jeez.
It's really weird. Have you done any looking into it at all, Jack?
No, I remembered. I mean, basically what you had sent out, I didn't know it to that great detail, but I had seen the story pop up just kind of browsing YouTube and looking at news. Like that's what kind of shocked me. Like right, that it was interesting enough to talk about. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
it seems peculiar
Very
and
peculiar.
and also just completely. I guess it's sort of related, and you can get into why. But there's a on Netflix. There's a new documentary out called "The Age of Disclosure."
Hmm.
It's really good, and it has to do with like all the efforts to not disclose things as when it comes to UAEs.
Hmm.
Pretty
Yeah,
good documentary, anyway.
that's the inter so I mean, like I
That's
said,
like tied into this. That's why I thought it was kind of a weird story.
I've done some browsing. Why don't we go through times and date names and dates as a place to start from? Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the first deceased person was in pay attention to the jobs in the interesting it's just interesting. These jobs seem to go along with UAP and all those others, or not UAP, what's unidentified flying?
UAP,
Oh, it's UAP?
aerial phenomena.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
right.
the first person that was I'm going to use the popular term now, unalived,
Still
was
don't understand that,
I don't
but
get it either.
yeah, you got to play it safe.
Yeah,
It makes no sense.
it
Whole
makes
other
no sense.
story.
Unhoused really doesn't make sense either.
No,
No.
no.
I live in a condo. Am I unhoused? I don't know. Anyway, the first person to go unalived was a gentleman by the name of, I hope I get his name right. It's Frank Mywald, Maiwald. He was a senior scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory with over 30 years of experience. No official cause of death, and reports indicate no autopsy was reported with this guy. But this was the first one, so that almost tracks. Nobody thought anything at the time, so they didn't look any further into it. The next one is a gentleman. This gentleman is missing. His name is Anthony Chavez. He's an employee at Los Alamos National Laboratory. He disappeared while on a walk. No trace has been found of him despite exhaustive efforts. They've looked everywhere for him, can't find him.
Yeah.
Um,
And when did he disappear exactly?
he disappeared on May 8th, 2025.
So that,
Um,
yeah, okay.
yeah,
That's
June 22nd. This is one of the interesting ones. This is a female. She's missing. Her name is Monica Reza. She was also involved with Jet Propulsion Laboratories. We'll just call it JPL from here on out. Um, she was an aerospace engineer and a co-inventor of something called Mondaloy, which is a futuristic rocket propulsion alloy. So I'm assuming
hmm.
it goes around the, like the rockets.
Yeah.
And she vanished. This one's weird because I looked a little further into this. She vanished while she was hiking along the Angeles Crest Highway. I'm assuming that's in LA. The case is currently handled by the Sheriff's Homicide Bureau. But the thing I heard about her is that she was with friends and they were hiking
Hmm.
and she was lagging behind a little bit. They turned around, no Monica. And when they sent out the sniffer dogs looking for her, the sniffer dogs eventually found her hat, but there was no further trail. So, I mean, it could mean that whoever took her or
Took
whatever
her.
happened, if she wanted to disappear, they backtracked the same way.
Yeah.
But it's still very peculiar. Um, the fourth person is Melissa Cassius. She's missing as well. She was an administrative assistant at Los Alamos National Laboratory, and she disappeared from her home. They found her mobile devices had all been wiped.
That's kind
And
of freaky.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if hers is the case of one of the other ones I'm going to mention, but one of the others, they found his house was no sign of anything shady. We'll get to him. And his phones were wiped too. All of his mobile devices, earbuds, everything
Wow.
wiped. Um, the next one is a gentleman who is deceased. He was a chemical biologist at Novartis with active DoD contracts. He went missing in December. His body was recovered from a lake in Massachusetts on March 17th, 2026.
So just a few weeks ago.
He was,
Missing since
but
December 12th.
December 12th, 2025. Yeah. December 15th, 2025, Nuno Luerio, he was a director. This one's interesting. This one I find coincides with everything. He's the director of the MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center and a leader in nuclear
Nuclear.
fusion research. He was shot and killed at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts. Um, the next one is a gentleman, February 16th, 2026, so not very long ago. His name is Carl Grillmeyer, and he was an
Car.
astrophysicist involved in NASA projects tracking asteroids and searching for exoplanets. He also discovered water on one of these exoplanets,
Hmm.
which isn't interesting because that's like the first time it's ever happened, as far as I
Wow.
understand. He
And
was
he got
fatally,
shot?
yeah,
He
he
was
was
shot
fatally
in his
shot on
front
his front
porch.
porch in rural
Jesus.
California. Um, the last one, and I think this is the one that launched everybody getting intrigued by this, is William Neil McCaslin. He is a retired Air Force Major General who managed a 2.2 billion science portfolio and had reported ties to secret UAP research. He vanished from his Albuquerque home, leaving behind his phone, glasses, which were Google glasses,
Hmm.
like and wearable devices, and they were all wiped as well. That's the guy I was thinking of.
He's not been seen.
Not been seen. He's missing. And I think the other two, the two that got shot, were no, I guess they wouldn't be. No, never mind. But yeah, so
And his wife, the last guy, McCaslin, his wife is adamant that his disappearance has nothing to do with any of his work. And why she would be so adamant about that, I thought was
yeah, that is
interesting.
bizarre.
Like she's like, I know it has nothing to do with that. Almost like she doesn't want to be on the pointy end of the stick,
Exactly,
you
that's what I
know?
think. Um,
So we figured it would be a good idea to do a whole show about this, Hmm. as people are disappearing left and right. So
yeah, it just I find
didn't
well,
think that through all the way.
There, no, well, there's no, but there's a lot of connections we can make.
I just don't want to disappear. That's all.
Okay, gotcha. And cut.
Yeah.
Um,
So
no, but there's Jet Propulsion Laboratory shows up a couple times on here. Leader of MIT. This lady Reza, she create like this is a new not element, I guess, but the Mandalay is
yeah.
something that is new. It's scientifically created recently. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of questions that we got to ask. It feels to me, I don't know what you guys think, but it feels to me like some nefarious actors are out there doing like a reverse paperclip. Was that the one? What was the one with the Nazi scientist?
Paperclip.
Yeah, paperclip. That's what it feels like. It feels like these guys were top of their game, and
But some of them were retired though.
that
And they were,
doesn't mean
but
they
they were
didn't
all
know
older
shit.
too. They weren't like young or just getting started. I don't know. My critical hat wants to know like how many how many of these guys die normally, you know? I mean, in other words, if you look at any subgroup, you can be like, "Oh man, all these people died." But if there's 10,000 people that work in this industry, you're going to get a certain number that die, and a certain number of people die in weird ways. So, but I don't know. I don't have enough statistics to say whether it's like significant or not, whether this number is significant. I'm going to assume, for the sake of the episode, it is significant, because I would assume that's why we're seeing so many stories about it, especially in
Yeah. Well,
suspicious circumstances.
yeah, and then also the concentration of the number is what I mean, these all started pretty recently,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, only within
A-
like the last 2 years.
And then so that to me makes it, interesting because that seems like a lot of
Yeah.
these guys that have reached that level of not only being inside, but also technical expertise. I mean, it just seems a little strange. I mean, if you could link the company specifically or the departments, um, you know, around the time, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying to me, it seems like pretty deep state, high level government shit because people were in the know and maybe they don't want people to have to disclose anything.
Well, I mean,
Maybe they
if
know
you,
it's coming. The train's coming. The age of disclosure,
that
the pressure on legislation. It almost passed already once. Um, Maybe they see that happening, and there's certain people that can't know what they know. I mean, that's the sort of the mafia look to this if that's what's happening.
well, a couple things I did also glom off the internet is first of all, Los Alamos, isn't that like Area 51
No,
2.0?
well, it's Los Alamos is where
Isn't that
the
where Bob
Manhattan
Lazar
Project.
said?
No, that was like Area 51, but Los Alamos is where they had the Manhattan Project.
Yeah, nuclear testing, that's
Yeah,
right. And also there's this place,
it's a laboratory.
I want to, it was something, something airfield.
Wright Patterson.
Wright-Patterson Airfield
Hmm.
pops up through this story
Yeah,
all
so
over the place. And the
for
interesting thing
years.
about that is that they have alluded to the fact that whatever happened in Roswell was
Yeah.
brought there and not Area 51.
And that's
That's
fairly common
interesting.
knowledge. Like that's not what I'm saying is that's not a new development. People have known, I mean, that's been a known thing that Wright Patterson is sort of one of the main places where it's thought that if we have any of these
That they were transported
UAPs
there.
or machines or beings, that's where they were transported.
There's also Jet Propulsion Labs. I don't know
JPL.
why. Yeah, JPL. I don't know why it stands out, but I feel like I've heard
Oh
that
yeah, that's a known
term, nerm, that
NERM.
term in the past in the UAP arena.
I mean, it's a lot of, astrophysicists and NASA people and engineers and all that kind of stuff.
What was there was one guy, he was Michael David Hicks. He worked on over 80 papers, including NASA's DART asteroid deflection mission and comet asteroid studies. And so he died a while ago, but now they're going back and looking at it
Yeah, because
and
there's no
making,
autopsy. It really, there's a lot of missing information. I think he died in 2023.
yeah,
So he would have
2023.
been like the first.
Yeah, and like I said, he had over 80 papers. And when they're saying papers, they're talking about like peer-reviewed,
Hmm. Yeah.
scholastic papers. It's just very interesting. The guy at MIT was working in plasma physics and fusion energy. It feels like this is uh like the
There,
X-Men of
yeah.
scientists. Like we
I
got
mean,
this one that does this one that does this, and you can see where they coincide.
they're scientists, they're military, they're all, kind of orbiting the same stars, if you will. I mean, the big question, and again, there's so much we don't know. I mean, a lot of this is
And that's not even by lack of
conjecture.
research.
Yeah, there's
There's
just
just
not a lot.
limited
But the
information.
question is, and like Jack or Carl was alluding to, is like, what's the why? Like, I mean, one, okay, what's going on? Is it significant? And if it is significant, then what conclusions can we jump to
And do we go
as
do
to why it's happening?
well, I mean, this is kind of a speculation episode. This
Yeah.
is actually I wanted to wrap my hat in aluminum foil just as a gag because this really is
Yeah,
probably
we got nothing. We're just,
it's not an Occam's razor thing though, man.
yeah.
There's not like something we go, oh, clearly it's this. These are all people that work together
Hmm.
in different capacities. A lot of them NASA, a lot of them leaders in their industry.
But
Um,
so what is the consider like what put on your tinfoil hat? Like what would be the reason? What would be the rationale
well, I'm gonna
if
go
you
with
have one?
if I'm gonna go with Occam's razor, no heavy stuff. I'm gonna go with the whole industrial espionage from another country. These are our lead. I'm assuming our leaders in their industries,
Mm.
and we take them out, and then somebody else gets to move up a notch in maybe China or Russia
So
or
you think it may be
Iran.
like foreign caused
Maybe,
by foreigners,
maybe.
foreign governments?
It seems most likely, and most of them are missing. I guess most of them are missing, um, and not dead, which maybe the ones that didn't want to
Well, if
go
there,
along.
I guess, and we would need someone that's like a reporter or a journalist
We
or
don't have those
somebody.
anymore.
I know, but I would love to know what these folks have in common other than that they kind of orbit the same
But a
industry,
lot of them work together. Like I want to say the Reza lady and the Air Force general were worked very close together. And they're the two that miss disappeared.
But like, are these people known for poo-pooing disclosure? Are they known for
I don't think
talking
it.
it up and desiring it? In other words, does this have anything to do with that? In other words, is it like, oh, we're gonna have all this disclosure, but now people are saying no, and these people were on the yes side, so we need to get rid of them? Or are they? I mean, I mean, look, if you start taking people out like this, people like Friends of Zeus podcast, are going to notice it and start talking about it, and Newsweek and all these other places. So if you're doing it and trying to stay secret, at a certain, I mean, we're talking a lot of people. This isn't just one person.
And
10
if we
people
want to
plus.
go with a statistic pool of people, that gets even tighter
Hmm.
because it's people that work together,
Hmm.
same places. Um,
Well, also just the nature of it. They either vanish into thin air or they're shot in their homes. Like those
Which
are the two.
that's very rare. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
mean
really,
it's
really gets peculiar pretty fast.
Well, the guy that just disappeared recently, whose wife was like,
The
this
general,
has,
right?
yeah, this
Yeah.
has nothing to do with
with
the way
all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, has nothing to do with it. I mean, he he left his watch at home, his wallet, his
His cell phone,
glasses, his
his
cell
Google
phone.
glasses,
Yeah, I mean,
and all of them were white.
and the other weird thing that I heard was that he had been wearing whatever outfit that day because this happened like during the day, and his wife was home, and I think she had to do something. I don't know if she left and came back or was doing something when he disappeared. But the clothes that he had been wearing all day were left in his bedroom.
That's
So she doesn't know he got changed. So she doesn't even know what he's wearing. So they couldn't even say, here's what he's wearing, because she has no idea what he's wearing. And so why would you go do this and get changed? It's just kind of strange. I mean, unless you're going on a trip. I
but
mean,
but in the whole UAP thing, this guy Frank Mywald, he was NASA and JPL. So I'll try and do that with each of these when I refer to them.
yeah.
He died at 61 in Los Angeles with no public cause of death disclosed and reportedly no autopsy. I already said that. But he worked on cryogenics and technologies potential for detecting life on other planets. Like this is
Hmm.
weird, weird stuff. Um, yeah, and then the astrophysicist, he was doing stuff I want to say with like um infrared or something. Let me see if it says it here. His work involved galactic structures, stellar streams, and asteroid tracking. That's it, tracking asteroids, near Earth object detection, and even missile tech applications. He was killed, no motive. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like, what are the similar MOs with
scientists,
this? Yeah,
military, NASA.
older,
With the
established. They're
yeah,
not
a
young.
lot of them were older. I
Yeah,
wish I
they're
had their
not noobs.
no,
It's
they're
not
all
like they just graduated.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but like if
Yeah,
you go with the theory that maybe they felt the pressure was coming down like that they would gonna flip. Like maybe
Yeah.
there's certain things that they don't want anybody to talk about, and these people were perceived as, maybe not, like you said, yes versus no. Do we talk or do we not? And maybe these people were going to talk.
It could also, yes, it could also be, and if you guys remember, which I'm sure you do, the whole Beltway sniper, um,
Yeah.
John Muhammad.
John Muhammad. The whole case of that was, it turned out that he really was interested in murdering his ex-wife, and this was kind of a ruse to who lived in the DC area.
Yeah.
This was kind of a ruse to hide that, so he wouldn't have, if he got away with it, there wouldn't be any suspicion because she would just be one of many people who were randomly killed. You
Right.
know, and this kind of, to me, it's like if you, for whatever reason, whether you're in the government, whether you're a foreign government, whether you're an alien life form, I don't know. But if you're interested in keeping someone quiet or people quiet, um, you can't always go right at them, right? Because it would be super suspicious. So if you throw the dart all around them, sort of like this, the message is delivered, right? Pretty effectively without you um without you really coming out of the darkness
Oh, so
to
it's kind of like
reveal what
a
you're doing.
where you
Yeah.
don't want it to happen to you, what happened
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
General so and
And you just
so.
make it like random people, so there's nothing to put together, but the people that you're trying to intimidate, they get the message.
So I'm reading
Right.
this thing here, and this is interesting, and I think it's full of shit, but it says the professionals involved are often in their 50s to 70s. First of all, 50 is like the new 35. Like,
That's what
yeah.
I always say.
Um,
Yes. Here. Here.
but but with intense careers involving security clearances, long hours, possible mental health strain, and sometimes access to classified tech. Statistically, clusters happen. Think how celebrity deaths seem to bunch up, but that's just
Well,
are noticing it, and then suddenly, when somebody who wasn't really that famous and we didn't really care about dies, like for instance, I don't have a personal problem with Vanderbeek, but he stands out because he died around the same time as a couple other, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it draws our attention, but that's kind of dumb to me. They seem to bunch up. It says no single agency, FBI, sheriffs, or AFOSI, I don't know what that is, has publicly confirmed a pattern or overarching motive after months of investigation. But again, this is kind of like
It's still new.
a growing, well, I mean, it
Yeah,
new
year or
in
two.
years on Earth, yes, but it's been going on for a little while now, and it's starting to get some traction, is
Oh,
what I'm thinking.
I meant this phenomenon of people disappearing and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Been a year, right?
a year or
Yeah,
two.
2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
2024, I think, was the first one. And again, it's kind of an ongoing thing. Like if we lose two more scientists in the next month or two, it's going to start to feel real
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, that's the thing. I'd love to know what the statistical significance is. In other words, it's like, well, hey, Maryland man, this is a real interesting, but the people
Scientists go
die all
missing
the
all the
time.
time.
Yeah, and it's sort of like however large you want to have your net. In other words, it's like, oh man, all these people from this one university. It's like, no, all these people from universities in general, or all these people who worked at a university. I mean, in other words, like however large you, I'm just being devil's advocate, but however large you cast your net, you can kind of,
But I don't think you have to cast it that wide with
that's
this.
what I'm saying. I
We're
don't
talking
know.
about three
Yeah,
that
it's
stand out:
basically three
NASA, JPL,
organizations.
and Los
And
Alamos.
the method, like the disappearing and the being murdered in their home. I mean, both of those things, I don't know, seem unusual
And the
to me.
weirdness of
Well, that's why it's strange.
Yeah,
and I feel like if we I don't even think it's that much of a stretch to look at these people's jobs and see how they could apply to different
Mm.
UAP stuff. Definitely, like, cryogenics, fuck yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
hmm.
Plasma
Metallurgy.
metallurgy, creating this new what is it called, Mondaloy or something, this new thing for jet engines, and that kind of harkens. This is I got to get some aluminum foil. I'm just gonna,
What if they're aliens?
if you
What
want to
if
go
they
that,
are the
if you
aliens?
want
They've
to
been
go down,
helping.
if you want to go down that path,
Yeah.
there's meat on that bone to chew on. I want this so badly to be aliens. Like, I
Hmm.
want aliens before I die. Day before I die, fine, but I want
You want the
aliens
aliens?
so bad. Don't you? Don't we all?
I,
Yeah, they're coming.
I'd like to
The-
know,
it feels
but
like we're close.
And
I mean,
maybe this is part of that.
but if
Maybe
they're like Mars attacks aliens, then no, I don't want to get my head blown off or anything like
No,
that.
just
Or
gotta get you
or like War of
done.
the Worlds.
yeah, the War of the World. I mean, that's a
But
scary movie, man.
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, but we've already seen the movie. We know how to take care of those ones. Expose them to air. Yeah, but like I said, there's all these little. It doesn't take a lot to connect the types of jobs that they did
Right. I'm with you.
with with future science, like advanced science. That's kind of, I guess, the term I'm looking at, is more advanced sciences like jet propulsion, plasma, cryogenics. What were some of the other ones? The Mondaloy, and then we got General
But
so and
I mean,
so.
is there one project that ties all these people together? Is there one event? I mean, that's the thing that makes me because it doesn't seem like there is. It doesn't seem like there's one
I mean,
project that we know of. It could be a secret one.
so
That's why I
Yeah.
almost think that it's a warning, that it's almost
like,
like we're gonna do like look how we can get to people, you know?
It definitely feels like it could be something like that. Look at Desiree showing up like a champ. Um, yeah, I don't know what to think. Like, honestly, your aliens. I've noticed in like the last decade that things that we thought were ridiculous
Are not are
are feeling more
yeah.
possible.
I mean, what if they, like I said, what if they are the aliens? What if they're reptilians and
These guys, like these people
yeah,
that are
the
missing,
victims, and we're getting rid of them. We're cleaning house for some reason. They've been helping.
or maybe they're just blipping off.
Maybe
Thanos snap.
maybe they're going back,
Except
Desiree,
for the ones who get shot.
except the ones that get shot. Yeah,
but they were stinkers. That's all, just
or
stinkers.
maybe we're liberating them from their mortal coil.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Hail Bop, like they were just
Hmm.
all gonna float.
Yeah, they're all just gonna. I mean, here's the thing, and welcome to Desiree, but why isn't this on the nightly news every night? Like, where are the journalists investigating this? Why
And
isn't it being talked about more? That's my
Well, what
question.
about, do you remember the Clinton death list?
oh,
Yes,
like
yes,
400 people have died,
yeah,
like in
I mean,
some really
all the
big
mysterious
figure.
circumstances. I think
yeah.
one recently took two bullets to the back of his head when they called it a suicide.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, so they
Really?
don't, so there are certain stories that people add up, but journalists don't seem to have any interest in really digging deep, you know what I mean? Just they
Yeah.
like that story's been out there. Like why isn't like I this whole story, Zeus, with the shootings in the homes or whatever, I wonder what the local police results of those cases were. Like were they all unsolved crimes?
Were
Were
they
the,
discouraged from continuing further with this?
No, no, no. But I mean the actual reporting on those shootings. Were they just
Hmm.
left for dead and they never the investigation went nowhere? Were there other circumstances to, you know, like either domestic violence or a gang shooting or like is it all is were they all just unsolved?
I mean,
It seems to be.
who did them, I don't think is a
Yeah, that's what I
mystery.
mean.
On all of them, I think they probably do have a few people. Like the one guy, he was shot by somebody and he had apparently seen somebody in his backyard with a rifle, and it was said that it was that guy that killed him.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, yeah, it's the vague quality to the stories that are being given to us is what makes it less vague. You know what I mean? Like I firmly believe that this is organized and that these people
I mean,
were targeted either to be missing or to be killed, you
and
know.
there's people, and there are a few members of Congress that have spoken publicly about their concerns surrounding this string of
Yeah, didn't they have a
disappearances.
skiff or two on? Is it called a skiff?
Well, that's like a secure environment. You
Yeah.
can't take phones in there, but it's
Yeah.
where things can be discussed that are top secret.
Yeah.
Um,
I think they I read somewhere that they had one, at least one of those, and we don't know anything because it's all top secret.
Missouri Representative Eric Burleson has recently requested the involvement of the FBI in the deeply concerning disappearances.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
We'll see. Now, all this
I mean,
being
especially if they're the ones who are doing it, probably.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, look, it again, it's one of those things we get bombarded with, um, what Sabrina Carpenter's performance at Coachella was like, but we don't have anyone working on this, it seems, which is always interesting to me.
This is one of the few times where I think I've made it clear I don't believe so much in conspiracies as I do choreography, but this one just screamed
Straight up.
conspiracy. There's something going on here.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, you could cast a broad net out, and maybe we'd find, I think all we'd find if we cast down a broader net is more scientists disappearing, more military people getting killed.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I think would come of that.
I mean, there is something to be said. Like when you're looking for something, you're going to find more of it. You always hear
Sure.
people say, like,
Well,
and I
it's like
think
we were
you
saying
said,
about like Jason Vanderbeek, like not the greatest actor in the world. Liked him in a couple things I saw him in, but
right.
it stood out that he died recently because we had, Carrie Fisher or somebody else
Or,
died around that time.
like when you have a car, when you get a new car, like you said this with your car, like when you get a new car, all of a sudden you start seeing them everywhere. Like you never noticed them before, but now they're all over the place.
Every car's a
And
Subaru now.
again, I'm just being a devil's advocate. Like, is that what we're dealing with? I'm not saying we are,
Like
But I feel
familiarity,
like everything when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Like if you're looking for this, like
uh,
anyone that's
but
tangentially related who dies under anything other than normal circumstances is going to be like, oh, they're another brick in the wall. Again, I'm just saying that's
no, I get
where
that.
my mind goes. That's what I want to discount. Like I want to like
But and I think you can
see if
discount
that's
that with the
significant.
time period in which
It's
these
so immediate.
it's so immediate to us, the group of, but the amount of time in between each of these
It's short.
deaths or missing groups is, far enough away that it kind of snuck up on you. And then I don't know who the person was
And
that
who was putting this together? In other words, like these are
we need to get them
otherwise,
reporting on the news.
but I mean, these are otherwise people. These aren't known people. These aren't people that, when when they're killed, it's front page news. It's because
I'm willing
of
to bet
this
all
thing
of
that's
them have
all
like top
happening
secret.
together.
I'm sure
Yeah,
they all have top secret
I
clearance
think they do. Yeah, I
on
think
one
that's
level or
fair.
another. But from what I understand, top secret is like six levels down. Like top secret means you can know a lot of stuff, but nothing world changing. I'm sure the general was as high as he could. He was at Los Alamos, and I'm sure that place is.
I feel like recently, I mean, we've done the episodes with the Go Fast, the videos like Go Fast
Yeah.
and what was that other one called? Gyro
Yeah,
or
and there's a
something.
new one that just came out, and they connected it with this too. Have you seen this one with this, like, it looks like a bubble, and there's
Hmm.
something in the middle of
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
And there's some connect, I don't know what it's called, or else I try and figure out the connection, but it was connected with this too. I think
But it's like,
you made a good point with disclose, or maybe Carl did, with disclosure coming up, and then maybe this is kind of a soft lead into it.
but the
Like,
thing is, I've been hearing that for so many years. Like, I'm starting to wonder, like, what is going on? Like, in other words, even a lot of those videos are 20 years old already,
well,
2004.
the guy that disappeared, the first guy that disappeared, they said it was 6 days after Trump started saying that he was going to disclose information on. I mean,
Who
that's a
knows? Yeah.
stretch, but there's maybe something to it. Desiree, did you look into any of this?
Well, I am right now, but I think you guys have a tinfoil hat on. Listen, did you like give a Google to any of these people?
No,
Okay.
A little bit.
Let
I
me
don't want
just
anything to get in the way of
okay.
my
William
hysteria.
McClassland. All right. So it has this article about him. But maybe that little AI blurb that you sent forgot to include this part. McClassland, who has a second home in Pasagonia Springs, Colorado, about 30, he's gonna leave.
No, I'm
Why
here.
would you leave?
I'm
Okay.
here.
In uh, Pagosa Springs, Colorado, about 35 miles north of the New Mexico border and roughly 200 miles from his Albuquerque home. There, investigators recovered a light green long sleeve button up shirt and hiking boots. According to the sheriff's office, still unaccounted for are his wallet, a 38 caliber revolver, and a leather holster and red backpack. So it sounds like this motherfucker went and shot himself in the woods. That's what it looks like. Who else
Possible.
on this list?
Yeah.
I mean,
Who was that? Which one was that?
William McClassland, the retired Air Force Major General.
Oh, the recent one.
yeah, the most recent
No, the
one.
most recent.
You said they did recover a shirt?
They recovered a shirt and hiking boots, and then but they haven't recovered him or his revolver.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, but
So he took his boots off and went into.
I'm just saying, if you can't find a person and their known weapon, they may have taken it and used it on themselves.
wait,
But
wasn't
why
he
would
the
he
one
take
though that
his
they
boots
found his
off
clothes
and
that he'd been
go?
wearing all day?
At his house,
Yeah.
but Desiree's saying they found a shirt that apparently he was wearing out.
And they found his phone was wiped.
Yeah, he left his house wearing one outfit, went to the house in Colorado, changed, went out and shot himself in the woods somewhere, never to be found again. That's what it seems like.
We think.
I mean, but Des, you got to admit that the devices being wiped is peculiar.
Who said devices were being wiped?
It's mentioned multiple times that his phone was found, his Google glasses, and his watch or
Well,
whatever.
even if he did, like, what would
Yeah,
cause
but I
him to
mean,
do that?
like,
But why? Yeah, why would he do that?
of course, you're gonna wipe your shit before you do it. I mean,
I don't know why he
Before you
would.
kill yourself,
I
why?
don't get the boots
I don't
thing.
know, but I've known it. I've
Yeah.
known one person that was my really good friend and another person that I know of who both shot themselves, wiped all their shit before they did it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't know.
That's
Sounds it's more of a logical explanation to me. And
If they find
you
them,
cannot find people in the middle of Colorado.
hmm.
And these people that went missing in New Mexico or Arizona or whatever, Nevada, wherever the fuck they went missing, there's this cave in there. Have you heard about this cave?
where?
It's called like
This
the M
cave.
Cave. The M
Where? I mean,
Cave.
where?
In cave.
It's called the M Cave.
MK.
In Colorado?
It's in
No.
I think in Nevada,
Oh,
but it
I
might be
know
New
one in
Mexico.
the Grand Canyon, but yeah.
Mm-mm. Well, people apparently go fucking around in that all the time and go missing.
Oh, like the
Um,
Descent.
Mm.
It's a good
who
movie.
Yeah, it is.
Frank Maywald. Let me look that guy up.
He's the first
So
one. Yeah, he was the guy that was like cryogenics, was it?
yeah, Frank Maywald was the first.
Yeah.
Well, again, if to be devil's advocate again, Desiree, if there's any group of people where say there's something really is nefarious going on, right? There's going to be false positives around that, right? It could just be someone that's, going off into the woods and they get lumped in with this. But I think it's the sheer number. I think it's hard to just dismiss all of them.
Yeah, that's what we already joked plenty about tinfoil hats. Like this is just kind of a fun exploration into what's going on.
Yeah.
But it as have been going on through it, it just seems like again, you could cast a broader net and make this seem less intense, but I think again, like I said, I think we cast a broader net looking for things. We're just gonna
So,
find more dead people and missing.
so is anyone actively researching this? Like, I don't know. Is the
No
FBI
FBI
on
and
it?
nobody's doing anything with it. And that's peculiar in its own right. Um, what was I gonna say? There's something out that this isn't the first time something like this has happened in history. I just
It's not?
no, I
Okay, so this Frank Maywald guy, so he was found dead,
dead in the
I
lake,
guess, in his
right?
home. No, that
Oh,
he's
okay.
not the late guy. Um, he first of all died in Los Angeles County. So that right there tells you that, well, that was the reason they didn't do an autopsy because they don't do autopsies. I mean, there's too many fucking people. Like,
Yeah, they don't do autopsies on everyone.
yes,
Yeah.
so there's that. I mean, that's not really that suspicious. This Michael David Hicks, age 59, no public cause of death.
I want to say he was
Actually,
like an
yeah, there is a public
alcoholic.
cause of death. It was atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease was the cause of his death. I mean, I don't know. People die all the time. All the time people die and go missing. I mean, look at this Nancy Guthrie chick.
Well, did she work for
Well,
NASA?
and I get what you're
I
saying,
don't know,
Desiree,
but
but
dude,
if
I just think you're connecting dots that aren't necessarily
It's
there.
possible.
well, I'm
No,
not
it's
even connecting the
possible.
dots, but if 16 people at the hospital that I work at died mysteriously or went missing mysteriously over a 2 year period, I'd start to suspect something strange. No?
I don't know.
It doesn't make
No,
any. What if, or it might on a smaller microcosm, you have an office with like 20 people, 30 people.
A lot. Yeah, 100
Okay.
plus. Yeah.
So if like 15 of them over the next 2 years had mysterious circumstances,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, but that's
Is
15 out
it
of 30. We're talking about 15 out of thousands.
yeah, but you can narrow that demographic down pretty quick with like what they worked in, that they worked together at different times and different places, and then there's all the connections to what seems very and I this is where I get my tinfoil hat, but it seems very UAP, very top tier science, like new technologies as or new science, whatever I said earlier, that net gets very narrow pretty quick, mainly based on their status, you know? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting topic to cover.
it is
Um,
to touch on. It's just we
but
don't have
nobody
a lot to
knows.
go
This is
in.
all
Yeah, it's
speculation.
all this is like something we may have to pick
We're
up.
throwing spaghetti up against the wall, hoping we hit something, hit the
Throw,
nail on the head.
Honestly, what I think it is I think it's too many people to make it suspicious. And I know that seems weird, but like if it, for example, so that there was a guy that, oh, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was something about Boeing and they were having some issues like financially. I don't know, but the guy was found like dead in the parking lot from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it happens. I mean, I think it's the variety of things that are kind of peak. And again, it's one of those things. It's like we're just asking questions, right? I
but
mean, at
again,
this
it is the
stage,
particular sciences that these people were involved in that is
and there's
also,
already a lot of hype around that because with
yeah.
people talking about disclosure and things like that.
Yeah, you
But
guys should watch that documentary on Netflix. It's
Did you
actually
watch
really,
it?
yeah, I did watch it. I thought it was great.
is it new? I don't know if I've
Y-
seen it.
Yeah, I think it's new. I had only just heard about it. And
Is it
also,
like tinfoil hat disclosure
no,
or
no,
like
it's like stuff that went right before Congress already. It's this guy and
$2.25.
yeah, just check it out. Maybe I'll do an episode on that next week because it's my turn if everybody watches it.
I
Yeah,
can
That might
watch
be
20
it.
something we can do.
2025.
I can watch it. I've been hearing about it for a while now, so yeah.
It's on
Okay,
Prime.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on Prime. That's right. I'm sorry, not Netflix.
I mean, so let's speculate. Obviously, Desiree has her her feelings on it, but I mean, what do you think it could be, Jack? Do you think it's like a
Well, I already
paperclip
said,
thing,
look,
or
it's a theory that full disclosure is going to be asked for, and maybe there's certain people that express that they'd be willing to do it. And so, I mean, I guess like we've talked on this show all the time since we started it during COVID, that over the last 4 or 5 years, we as a group, specifically us, but the general public has found all of the I guess the government, the media, everyone has lost their credibility at this point. We suspect our government to pretty much suck and that there to be shenanigans going on like since the Kennedy assassination. So
hmm
if you want to go conspiracy, if these people did have inside knowledge of what you're suggesting that they did, then doesn't it does it's not a mental leap for me to think that there's some nefarious like group behind it, people that don't want this exposed. You know, it's easy to believe that for me. It's very X Files. It's very tinfoil
It
hat.
really is. Yeah, yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past my government today. I wouldn't.
Well, isn't the proof in the pudding? In other words, if this keeps happening at the same pace,
That's what I
is
was
it is
saying.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
of
it's almost
course.
like we're looking at it. I mean, if it keeps going
We're early in the
on,
game,
hmm
which we are. We're always early in the game. We're on top of the
we're
news.
on top
We're
of
on
it,
top
man.
of it.
Unless it
Um,
just ends. I mean, and that would almost be as suspicious, right? If it just stops.
Yeah,
because
because suddenly it's a story.
Yeah.
yeah, I speculate if I want to keep it on Mother Earth,
hmm
terra
Yeah.
firma, not go deep tinfoil hat and say that aliens are involved in this. My thinking is that it may be like nefarious actors from other countries wanting to take out our
Could be.
top scientists.
It could be no.
And
Yeah.
the ones that are missing are the ones they got. The ones that are dead didn't want to play ball.
Yeah.
And actually, I was looking. It seems like a lot more were actually killed than missing.
Than missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that sort of thing happens all the time in geopolitics, you know. I mean, we do it with we did it with Iranian nuclear scientists years ago. You know, we just assassinate them. Israel does it. People do it to our people. I mean, it's, I'm sure that goes on more than we know.
And that would also lend to the observation that we made of a lot of these people working at specific places. Like this isn't 15 different companies they're working for. It's
Hmm.
Jet Propulsion, JPL, Jet
NASA.
Propulsion Lab, NASA, and Los Alamos. And again, the types of jobs just
That they, yeah.
rings weird to me.
It is odd that they're like older too, that they're not young. I mean, that one woman was younger,
Yeah, but most of them were
not
in their
young,
50s to
but
70s.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. What do you think? Do you have an opposing?
Well, no, I'm saying I'm skeptical first, but I have questions.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like I'm not going to I don't want to jump to conclusions with it. I have certain questions like how common is this? How many people in this industry have been dying like this? If you look back, 10 years and this has happened 100 times,
that's a
then
different
it's a
story. Yeah.
different story. It's sort of like, okay,
Then that for me that would lean far more into the industrial espionage.
yeah.
Just wanting.
And I'm sure
I'd
these
like to call it like
people,
a reverse paperclip.
I'm sure these people deal with some heavy stuff from time to time. I mean, certain
But
people
but
in
but
this.
but they all seem veteran in their associations with these companies. So the likelihood of them having a mental breakdown now, I think it's far less likely that they would go bonkers late into their career or into retirement. That would probably happen early because the week,
Or
you don't
suppose,
become weak later. You usually increase your strength.
but suppose, like, here's a theory. Like, suppose, disclosure is happening or whatever, and suppose the people or the aliens don't want to be talked about, and these are the people that are most likely to talk about them. So they're like covering their track. I mean, that just seems crazy, but
That one doesn't hold water for me. Like I don't think it's a yes. These guys would say yes. These guys would say no thing. I think most of these guys are scientists and they hold science above
mhm.
all. So they would,
Plus they would have been killed by phasers.
yeah, yeah, or teleported into a rock.
Yeah.
Teleported into a rock.
Yeah, or like Zod, out in
And
space.
you'd hear the
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
good point.
I don't know. I totally get where Des is coming from and where we're in tinfoil hats, but I kind of wanted to wear
Of
tinfoil
course, it
hats
could
tonight.
be. Yeah, it could be.
I think the future will tell. I don't know. I don't have much more. This is probably a shorter episode than we're
That's
used to,
yeah.
but I wanted to draw attention to it. I want people
No,
to know that the truth is out there.
we're putting our marker down, right? As they say.
Where's
Our
Mueller and Scully Scully and Mulder when we
Yeah.
need them?
I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on these days, but I mean, we don't,
Maybe
this is
this is
something
just a
that we just don't
distraction
know.
from Iran.
So it's everything, right?
All
Yeah.
right. I guess we've been on for a while. It might be
Yeah.
time to, yep, there you go. It's time to wrap things up. We'll see
Oh
everybody
yeah,
next
it's
week.
definitely this one on this one.
Take care, everybody.
All right.